All right, I just been talking without having a mic on. Okay, let's talk about this crazy mess right here. First off, I don't like to see anybody lose money in the stock market, even people that are basically idiots with their money. I mean, you do dumb stuff, then dumb stuff gonna happen. But this guy, uh, a MAGA Trump supporter, by his words, decided to YOLO $1.2 million on Donald Trump DJT stock options. He bought options. He bought naked options. I don't. There is no explaining how stupid that really is. Like, there's nothing you can say to somebody who does that other than that was just really, really stupid. And I was trying to find a way to say, well, maybe it wasn't so stupid. Maybe it wasn't a bad call. And there are some things he could have did that would have been way better than selling naked calls on DJT. So he bought 1,654. He bought 1,654 contracts with $40 strikes expiring March 21st of 2025. He bought those on December the 5th. So he bought those on December the 5th. He bought those on December the 5th. Was he ever in the money on these? I don't think he was. Yeah, the day he bought them looks like he went down $145,552. Current price $40.45. Oh my gosh, man. That's crazy. So he spent all of his money that he inherited buying Donald Trump stock. First thing he messed up, in my opinion, was putting all his eggs in one basket. The second thing, naked calls are the worst. The worst. The worst thing you could take a gamble like this on. The worst. Like 95% people lose on naked calls. It's just, it's insane. But let's just look at it. I was trying to figure out a way to say that maybe the guy wasn't stupid. Maybe his logic was sound. But there really isn't. So he bought those on December the 5th, 2024. Let's see what was happening back then. This is DJT stock. And let's see. Can I go back to December the 5th? What was going on December the 5th? I understand what he was trying to do. And he might even had some opportunities where he made some money. December the 5th is November, December 3rd, December the 4th. It's right there. So let's see. So December the 5th, what was the stock at? That's the 5th. I mean, the stock was already at $37. So he bought that December the 5th, 1,600 contracts. Right away, he lost money. He bought $40 contracts, right? In order for him to break even, it had to hit $47.65. He was somewhere in here at the time. It's 37. $37.56. At no time was he in the money. At no time was he in the money. He was losing money pretty much every day he had this 37, because it never hit $47. Never even got close to $40. So soon as he bought the damn thing, he lost money. He bought it, if this is right, he bought it when it was at $37.56, and his logic was DJT, inauguration, YOLO. He was thinking it was going to go to at least $40, which at some point it hit $40, but his break even was at $47.65. So he was losing money from day one. All right, so then we come to, this is January the 13th. As it hit $43, he still was losing money. That's over a month later, he was still losing money. This is a bet that he should have just bounced out of, man. You got to know when to cut your loss. He lost $145,000 right off the bat. Total return, that's in one day, his total return is negative $128,945. He had plenty of times where he should have just bounced. This was a losing trade from day one. It never was profitable. It never hit his break even. Never. 43. So yeah, this is the classic. You know they're saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. Then here you go. This guy. This stock is at $31. So let's look at this video. This is the video of another guy, Adam Mockler, who also had a reaction to it, but he kind of breaks down what happened and what's happening with it.
Gambling on whether or not the stock would hit $40, and they say right here, $35 and falling like a rock. The stupidity is never ending, but it gets worse. It gets worse. He then uploaded a video of himself losing $500,000 of his grandpa's money. Let me throw on my headphones and let's watch this. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He's breathing heavily. Watch. Oh my God. Here's what's happening. Let me back up for just 1 second. The stock market was opening at this exact time. If you look in the top left corner, you can see 9:29. Now, whatever time zone he's in, the stock market opens at 9:30. So when the stock market opens, your options will update. They'll immediately update in front of your eyes, and his total return of 128,000, actually minus 128,000, begins to skyrocket. Just watch. Watch this total return indicator right here when the stock market opens. Keep your eyes on where my mouse is. There we go. It opens. Boom. Oh.
My life is ruined.
Negative 360K. He's down 360K.
The truth is, behind closed doors, the P word became my secret sin at age 10, and...
Dude, just cut your losses at this point. Just cut your losses at this point.
My wife, she's gonna leave me.
My wife is gonna leave me. This dude is losing his mind. Watch. Then it goes to negative 400,000. Minus $400,000 because you can see the stock price kept dropping. And I'm going to try to explain this as simply as possible. With options, you're oftentimes on a time limit. There's an expiration date. So as you near that expiration date, the options drop in value. You can see right here, the expiration date is not until March, But his break-even price, the price that DJT needs to reach for him to break even, is now $47. So he continues to lose more and more money. We just watched him lose $500,000 in real time of his grandpa's money. But let's continue to scroll up. He said, "I'm still holding, and I will make all of my grandpa's money back." Now, honestly, this is just psychological at this point. Like when you're this deep in a hole, and this is coming from somebody who's experienced this. I one time tried to buy an option, but it was like a 20.
Okay, he's never making his grandpa's money back. That stock is dead. That money is gone. Gone. He can forget about it. That was just a dumb play, and he's never going to get it back. Now, what he could have did, and what might have really been a profitable situation for him, he got 1 million shares. I mean, he got $1 million worth of stock, right? Or $1 million worth of options. He had $1 million in cash. So what he could have did, let's say if he would have bought, let's say if he would have bought 1 million shares. He didn't even have to buy 1 million shares. Let's just say if he bought, let's say he paid, what, $37, was it? The stock was at $40.45. So if he would have sold, he would have bought, let's say if he would have spent, what's going to be logical? If he would have spent $200,000 divided by, what did I say, $45? Let's just say $46. So he would have had $4,347. $4,347 divided by 100. All right, so he could have sold, let's just say 44 contracts. He could hold, so 44 covered call contracts on that stock. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go back to that date because I don't know how to do on demand here. So I don't think it's gonna let me go back to that date. It does not. I can't go back to that date. That sucks. But I'll just use this as a date. Let's just say if he wanted to sell, I can't do it. All right, I'm just going to use this period. Let's say if he would have sold options. He would have sold options. Let's see. He did this on the December 24th. He was looking for a 1 month option, looks like. All right, so 30 days. Let's say if he would have sold a 30-day option on DJT at the money, which would have been like right here. All right. 47 of those. Let's see how much 47 of those would be. If I want to sell 47 of those, could have sold 47 of those at 320. I want the max. Let's go in the middle. About what's that? $32.09. No. I'm just gonna take the what's called natural. Confirm and send, right? he could have pocketed $15,000. He could have pocketed $15,000 on that $30 option. And he could have kept doing that. He could have kept doing that. $15,000 a month on that option. Or he could have bought more. Let's say if he got $1 million. Right? He got $1 million. So let's say if he want to buy, how much would 100 of those cost? A 100 of those would have cost him, cost of trade would have been $33,920. He would have credited himself $31,935. If he would have just bought the stock. If he would have bought a couple of $100,000 worth of the stock, right? So let's say he spent $200,000. That's if he want to spend $200,000. So that was 100 was 65,200 contracts. I mean, he bought 1,645 contracts, naked options. That would be 96,000. That's $63,000. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go. So 200. So let's see. That'll be 200,000. Will be about 400 contracts, I guess. I mean, he got balls, so that'd be $261,000. He would have deposited $127,740 into his account. That would be money we went right into his account right away. And if the stock would have went down below his strike price, he would have just had to sell those 400 shares, or how many did he get? Yeah, he had to sell 400 shares. He still got a shitload of shares. Let's say if he would have just bought the stock, he would just flat out went and bought, I don't know, $1 million worth of the stock. I can't do it here because I don't have $1 million. And then the stock took a nosedive. Well, you don't expect the stock to go to zero, So he could have probably held the stock. If he bought the stock at what's his price? Oh, he bought options. Well, it was $40.45. So it was $40.45. Now he's been losing money right now if he bought it then. 1.2 million divided by let's just say 46. He had what, 26,086 shares. And he would have immediately lost money on them, but he still, let's see, at one point has that stock ever, because he would have only bought at $40 and some odd cents. So let's see at what point did this stock ever hit above $40 and I said above $46. Did it ever hit above $46? Let's see. 35, 43. I mean, that'd have been close. The point is, he still would have had a lot of his money with a small loss if he would have just bought $20-some thousand worth of the stock and just held it. You don't expect the stock to go to zero. You don't expect it to. And there might be some pops like this where he owned the stock. There'll be some pops where he could actually break even with his money if he would have just bought the stock and just held it. Has it ever got past? Well, he would have bought it at what? $40.45? Yeah. So, I mean, there's situations where, look, that's $43. You know, he would have bought it back here at 40 something. He'd have made at least $3 on it. He could have got out of it then. Or he could have sold some covered calls here, you know. There's a lot that he could have did than buy naked options. When you buy naked options, it's over with. Like, those are losing bets. You either sell options, buy the stock. You buy a naked call, it's a losing bet, man. It's a losing bet. He was destined to lose all that money. Damn shame.